Welcome. We talk about the sports and the non-sports. We talk about everything here on the channel, and we love when you subscribe to the channel. So do that down there. You can also hit the little thumbs up button so it tells Google, hey, share this puppy. And then over on that side, over there is a little bell. And if you want to be notified when new videos are up, it'll tell you, right? But the most important thing is subscribe and share it, and also follow me on social at Miami Radio Beast, because you want all my hot takes, right? All right, let's jump in. Dwyane Wade is becoming a partial owner of the Utah Jazz, a surprise to many of us that are Heat fans. Dwyane Wade, we thought Heat lifer, right? My boy that I used to work with every morning on 7 Night of the Ticket, Brendan Tobin, put a lot of time and effort into getting Dwyane Wade his own boulevard right across from the arena. So we have Dwyane Wade Boulevard, and now we feel, as Heat fans, a little bit rejected by arguably the best athlete to ever come through South Florida. Apologies to all you Marino lovers. Dwyane Wade actually won titles. So, we feel a little bit rejected there. And I want to get into it because I think it's important. So let's first get into why he jumps into the Jazz. One, it's quite clear Dwyane Wade and Gabby Union have made LA their home, their permanent home. That's their home, and they're sticking to it. They got Shady Baby, that's what they call their little daughter, growing up out there. Gabby's still in the Hollywood mix, and D-Wade loves that LA life, man. So they're Californians, they're Los Angelians. That's their place, okay, which is far away from here in Miami. And Utah's closer. Utah's a lot closer. So if you're going to be involved in a business, Utah, Los Angeles, short flight. Utah, Miami, longer flight. Los Angeles, Miami, longer flight. So there's that. Two, Dwyane Wade became really good friends with the new owner of the Utah Jazz, like BFFs, right? Do people say BFF? I don't think so. I think I just dated myself. Okay. So they're boys. I don't know if people still say that, but they are. So that's another thing. So if you're gonna go in with somebody, you gotta be completely trustworthy with the business partners you're going into. So he does that. And I think there's a notion by Dwyane Wade that with the history of the Utah Jazz in that state, what is happening in that state where it's not the most diverse, if you will. I think there's a notion that Dwyane Wade feels that he can make a huge difference in an impact in diversity when it comes to not only the Utah Jazz, but the greater Salt Lake City, Utah area. And I think Dwyane looks at that as a challenge, but also something he feels like he can get done. And I admire that. So those are all reasons for him to jump in. The Jazz has been a successful organization for a long time, right? Going back to the days of when they moved from New Orleans with Pistol Pete, to the days of the Mailman and Stockton, and going up to the days now when they're really a good team out west. So I think having all of those things, those being all the factors, I think that's why Dwyane Wade jumped in on the Jazz. Now let's think about it as to why he didn't take up Mickey, because Mickey Harrison has come out on Twitter and said, listen, we were in negotiations with Dwyane about an ownership a couple of times, and he rejected it. And I would say this. Even though Dwyane Wade came back for The Last Dance, I think there were some, and I don't know this, I'm just reading tea leaves like you. I have no inside information, but I feel like there was some irreparable damage done when Dwyane found himself in a Bulls uniform and a Cavs uniform. I think there was some irreparable damage done, not just between Dwyane and Mickey and Dwyane and Pat, but just the entire organization. Now, listen, Dwayne's always going to have, his boy's always going to be Spo, because Spo basically raised him in the NBA. Because when Dwyane first came in and Spo was the video coordinator, they spent every waking moment together. But you know what? You can always have that relationship with Spo for life and don't have to be an owner of a team. So, listen, I think Mickey Arison has done more good than bad by a lot for this city and for the Heat organization. But I'm going to guess if there was one thing they could somehow figure out to take back, do over, it would be them having to watch Dwyane Wade play in a Bulls uniform and a Cavs uniform. That just should have never come to be. And I understand. Listen, there's a lot that went into all of it, and it's all murky and muddy. But I think some damage was done, and I think Dwayne's always going to love Heat Nation. He's always going to love the fans here. I think he's always going to love the city of Miami for embracing him. But I think he wanted to set his own path, right? The Heat, as it is a diverse organization. And it's very important to them as an organization. I know a lot of people within the organization, and it's extremely important that they're diverse and they represent this community and all communities. So I think Dwyane looks at his goal to make an impact as it relates to diversity and equal rights and equal justice. Go take the challenge of doing that in Utah. I don't blame Dwyane at all. That's a challenge, right? That's a challenge to go make sweeping changes in a community that's not known for that. Whereas Miami, you're already talking about a very diverse community. So we'd all want Dwyane Wade to be future owner of the Heat and future president of basketball operations and take over for Pat. And, we all have this love affair. It's just like, we all want Ed Reed or Ken Dorsey to coach the Miami Hurricanes someday. We all want, I don't know, we want Dan Marino to always be involved in the Dolphins. That sort of thing. We always want that. We always want the guys that we watched play at the highest levels to be involved in our organization forever. But that's not the way it is. I mean, I grew up a Celtics fan. I'm not a Celtics fan anymore, but I grew up there, a Celtics fan. And it hurt a lot when Larry Bird left or went on to be a part of Indiana. It was like, what do you do? I know that you're home, but still, you're a Celtic. You bleed the green and white, right? Leprechaun on your body. And that didn't happen. And that's okay. That was what was best for Larry. It doesn't always happen like that. It's just the way it is, right? Sure, Yankees fans are kind of, well, maybe the Marlins need to be competitive, but Yankees fans are probably not too happy about Don Mattingly being or Derek Jeter owning the Marlins and not being part of the Yankees, or A-Rod buying into Minnesota, not part of the Yankees or the Mariners, so people are going to be unhappy with that. But these guys now, these athletes, men and women, are making choices on where they want to be from a financial and business standpoint based on other things than where they played. They've got other issues they want to tackle and fight for, other reasons to be involved. And I admire that. So I applaud Dwyane Wade. I kind of wish we could go back in time, whereas Dwyane Wade never left Miami. I think if that were the case, he'd probably be more likely to be involved with the Heat now at an upper management level. But that's not the way the cookie crumbled. And it's sad. You don't know what the future holds, but I just feel like there was a little bit of irreparable damage done. And that plus Dwayne's desires and goals of what he wants to do as an owner did not equal Miami Heat ownership. So there you go. All right, that'll do it for me on this one. We got a lot of great stuff to cover on the channel coming up this week. Probably have to go back and watch the Canes spring game. Get some get a second dose of that. Love me some Jake Garcia. Love me some Jake Garcia. And other things as we roll towards the playoffs with the Panthers and the Heat, and we got Marlins going and all sorts of things going on in the world that have nothing to do with sports. Got some interviews booked and coming up, so stay tuned to the channel. Appreciate you watching, and I'll see you when I see you. Peace!